Hi everyone, my name is Ming. I'm currently looking after the privacy technology group at CSIRO. So I also hold adjunct professor's positions at Swinburne University of Technology, Sydney. So I'm very pleased to be here and would like to share our current experience with a few government projects in terms of AI adoption. In particular, there is an ongoing collaboration between CSIRO and Audit Office for New South Wales. So yeah, I just want to share the lessons learned, the experience, the practical AI tools that we have built. Hope that will be useful. First, a very quick connection about my talk to the International AI Safety Report. So the idea of our work is clearly categorized as risk mitigation under technical safeguards and monitoring. Here is the clause that is highly relevant. So we develop solutions that can monitor, control, and adjust AI model behaviors in real-life deployment. So here is a quick outline of my talk today. So first, I will give a very quick introduction about my group, and then I will provide more context about AI adoption in the government sector. And the last part would be the focus of my talk. I will share the developed tools together with the Audit Office for New South Wales. So very quickly, our group is the Privacy Technology Group at CSIRO. Our vision is very simple. So we think data and AI systems, they should go hand in hand, and that they should be designed in a holistic way so that they are safe, privacy preserving, and secure. So as a result, we have two teams. One is the data privacy team, taking care of the bottom layer. For the moment, we are working with Home Affairs on developing a data classification framework so that organizations can develop a common language to understand the risk, value, and the guardrail methods for sharing data. Second team on top, that is a private and confidential AI team, focuses on building trustworthy AI systems, including privacy-aware, fairness-aware AI models and distributed learning and machine learning as well. So we will not go to details today. So here is a link to our website and the QR code. Feel free to access our webpage to find out more about us. Okay, so next I would like to give a little bit more context about AI adoption in the public sector. So first, I would like to mention two national initiatives last year regarding cross-sector AI adoption. First one is Australian Public Sector AI Plan, released last November. So there are three pillars: trust, people, and the tools. So trust means AI ethics and governance, currently led by DTA, Digital Transformation Agency. Second pillar, people, basically meaning staff capability building and training. So we are currently working with Australian Public Sector Commission on delivering a pilot AI training program across the federal government agencies. The third pillar is the tools. So basically means tooling and applications across the government sector. So this pillar is currently led by the GovAI team at the Department of Finance. So I'm currently serving as a member of the working group at GovAI. So we are looking at how to enable AI application tool co-development and sharing across the government sectors. And there is a second initiative which is called Australian National AI Plan, targeting the private sector. So there are also three pillars: capture the AI opportunities, spread the productivity gains or benefits, and finally, keep the adoption and implementation of AI safe and responsible. So here are a few real-life incidents that remind us why AI governance and safety matter in reality. So first, last year, there is a company called Ross Intelligence. That company lost a landmark lawsuit to Thomson Reuters because they have used copyrighted material for training their AI model. As a result, Ross Intelligence ceased operations due to high legal costs. Second, last year, there is a New South Wales subcontractor uploading people's sensitive data onto ChatGPT. So including thousands of people's financial data, health information, etc. And this particular incident has been identified and investigated as a data breach by New South Wales Cybersecurity and the New South Wales Reconstruction Authority. Finally, last October, a consultation company had to refund a government agency because in their government-funded report, there are many hallucinated references and misquotes. So these real-life examples shows the AI safety can directly link to legal risk, data protection, and hallucination, those kind of real-life risks. The next slide shows the ethics principles. In 2019, there are 8 AI ethics principles were established by the Department of Industry. So for today's talk, there is no need to go through the details because the principles include many aspects, including privacy, security, fairness, traceability, transparency, accountability, you name it, right? So in reality, the most important question is how to realize these principles through policies and technical solutions. So regarding policy side, so the first thing I would like to mention is the recent pieces of documents or guidelines released by the Department of Industry. We have been working with the Department of Industry for more than 1 year. So the first piece is the guidance for AI adoption. And the second one focuses on transparency and the proper disclosure of AI-generated content. The Department of Industry's guidance are mainly targeting the private sector, but for the government sector, this is the policy released by DTA last December. This is called a Policy for the Responsible Use of AI in the Government. So after the release of the policy, DTA also released the timeline of AI adoption in our government. For example, last month, the federal government agencies, they all released their positions of AI adoption on their website. And by the end of this month, every agency needs to appoint a chief AI officer. And by the end of this year, each federal level government agency needed to create AI use case register, establish a responsible AI approach, and implement staff training, and more importantly, start working on AI use case assessment. So the expectation would be all of those paperwork and assessment and approval needed to be done by April next year. So that's the timeline and the policy set out by DTA. So the next part, I will use our real-life collaboration with the Audit Office for New South Wales to showcase how we work with government agencies to implement the policy and develop real-life solutions. So first, this collaboration with the Audit Office is a multi-year partnership, okay? The basic idea is to create a platform so that we can share knowledge. For example, from the scientist part, we share the latest development of AI. From the audit office, they share their workflows of their daily work. And then we co-design AI applications. And the fundamental goal is not to replace auditors, but to enhance their productivity. And our collaboration has been reported by a few news outlets listed here. And here I show a picture of the Auditor General for New South Wales, Bola Oyentuji, and our Research Director, Dr. Ming. So here I just want to mention that this particular collaboration actually started with a vision, a dream from Bola, the Audit Office for New South Wales. So he was interested in exploring something called predictive auditing. Nowadays, when audit office audits local councils, usually that's when the problems have already occurred, okay? And Ebola would like to check whether it is possible to explore some early warning signs, some expenditure patterns of the local council, so that he can approach the local council at some day later saying, hey, please be careful, because your belly is going to turn up in 2 years, because of this or that data, something like that. So that's the vision. So in order to realize this vision, we developed a framework of AI use cases. We deliberately keep it general and which can accommodate many, many possibilities. So there are 3 categories. The first one is called one-to-one transformation. We start with one document or report, and we apply a set of rules, criteria, and at the end, we will going to get another report. So this is very useful for use cases such as document review, policy conformance checking, automatic redaction of sensitive information. The next category is a little bit more complicated, called many-to-one transformation. So we start with multiple documents, and we would like to end up with a consolidated report. So this is useful to generate knowledge or policy synthesis, literature review, or evidence extraction. Finally, we have the most complicated one, which is called many-to-many transformation. So in this case, we are not dealing with reports. We are dealing with items, artifacts. So the goal is to prioritize or rank or giving scores to those items to facilitate decision-making. So this use case is the most complicated ones, but it can enable very useful use cases such as content monitoring, evidence re-ranking, risk mitigation, prioritization, those kind of things. So the key point is that this framework is not just an academic classification one. It actually advises the leadership level about the complexity and the governance of your use cases. From category 1 to category 3, you can see that the complexity goes higher, and also it has the potential to bring higher value to your organization. But of course, you need to keep an eye on the more complex governance and the risk mitigation control mechanisms. So here, I would like to answer a question, a common question you might have. So regarding the mentioned AI use cases, you might be wondering, why not just using chatbot, right? Such as Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini to do that? So the answer is yes. Technically speaking, you can do that, but there are limitations. So let me use a tangible example to showcase those points. So the example is a document review. Very simple. You have one document, and you would like to get review access. You can use chatbot. Typically, as a user, you upload a document and a prompt, possibly with a set of assessment rules. So that's it. AI will send you the review report. But if you look at this setting, you will realize there are a few things missing, right? First, are you allowed to upload the document to the cloud? Will that just violate the privacy contractual agreement? Second, if you are using one AI, would that introduce some kind of a bias, right? So because Gemini, ChatGPT, they are all trained on different methods. So we need to keep that in mind. So there are many other limitations as well. So at the end, we need to develop a AI application which considers governance, adaptation, multi-AI collaboration, and adding human expert knowledge or inputs into this application as well. So here I'm just showing our homework, At the end of the day, we rounded up 7 use cases. So no time for discussing details, but just want to mention, we assess those 7 use cases from 6 dimensions, including value to audit office. Technical feasibility means whether it is easy and cost-effective to implement the solution. Operational readiness means whether auditors are happy and ready to use. Security, safety, privacy, there are many ethics goals as well. Capability upscaling means that we are not targeting use case useful for individuals, but on an organizational level. Finally, those use cases need to be extensible and scalable to other use cases as well. So at the end of the day, we selected the advanced predictive modeling as the final use case to go ahead, because that use case is also aligned aligning with Bowler's original vision, right? Predictive auditing. A few quick notes. First, project cost is irrelevant at this stage because cost depends on the scope of your MVP. So you can have a 50K project all the way to 500K or even millions of dollars a project, all based on the same product. It all depends on what key features are you going to make. Second thing, we prioritize use cases that score very high across the board. Finally, 2 real-life projects have been completed last month with Audit Office. So I will showcase a typical tool in the following slides. So this tool is called Guide, a guided understanding and insight for document exploration. So this tool is based on our previous work with Home Affairs on 6G project, and based on our submitted AI use cases to the Department of Finance. So the title is AI for Document Sense Making. So the idea is very simple. You are dealing with hundreds of documents, okay? You don't have time to go through them all. So you use AI to extract those key information and evidence for your questions. And then you ask AI to generate a synthesis or report. So that's the typical setting up of this tool. So some of you might have already got the idea. So this is the typical setting for retrieval augmented generation, shortened as RAG. And here I show the workflow of our tool. So first, as a user, you submit your prompt together with hundreds of PDF files as a RAG system. And then you start interrogating the system and provide your inputs, etc. And the system sometimes will rewrite your prompts, okay, under the hood. And after that, the AI system will retrieve relevant information using embedding-based hybrid retrieval. After that, we have some human oversight step, and which will be highlighted later. And followed with that step, we have a large language model generating the answer and some mechanisms to double-check the quality of the answer, guardrails, etc. After you get to the answer, you are allowed to continue the conversation with the AI, and so that you can refine your answers on and on. So that's a very quick overview of the workflow. Just want to mention that. So this workflow is quite comprehensive and complicated, but actually, technically speaking, it's simple. Regarding steps 3 and 6, this is the technical sheet you need to look at. There are 10 technical decisions you need to make. So usually, if you have a team working on hundreds of hours, you can do a quick optimization and come up with a very good design. But the key point I would like to make today is that even with such a complicated RAG system, it does not meet the fundamental requirements of Audit Office because they have a few additional strategic priorities. So first one is to ensure the auditors can come in and review the AI outputs before the final output. And this is called meaningful auditor accountability and human oversight. Second one, the goal is not to replace those auditors. The goal is to augment their work. Finally, which is also very interesting, Audit Office needed to train the next generation of auditors. They are not looking for full automation because that's useless for the next generation of junior auditors. They would like to use this tool for their day-to-day, AI-assisted learning and training. So here is the solution. So that's why we have a step number 4, human oversight. So let me showcase how this step number 4 works. So very quickly, a few screenshots. So this is standard one. So first, as users, you submit your prompt, upload your files, and then this is the step where human oversight matters. So we pause. When the AI extracted the evidence, we don't let the AI to go ahead and generate an answer. Instead, we ask the auditors to come in and review those 50 or 30 evidence retrieved by AI. And the auditors can review those evidence, checking, verifying whether they are good and accurate, and then deselect or reorganize. You can drag those evidence here and there, saying number 7 is the most important one, and I don't want number 11 and 13. You can do that. So after that, you let the AI to generate the answer, And of course, we have a multi-AI to give the answer, and then you can compare and add your input. At the end, you get the answer, and we log everything, okay? So this is another requirement from audit office. So they need a clean, transparent audit trail. Okay, due to time limitation, just a few quick concluding remarks. So AI adoption in government is basically an organizational readiness and capability building challenge. So AI model and the tool are not the most important part. So how to make sure the AI solution add values to the organization is the most critical question. Second, leadership is critical. In our case, thanks to Bola's vision and his support, we have the privilege of working with audit office and developing those tools. So finally, human oversight is critical because it facilitates the training of the next generation of the staff and help secure people's real-life job in audit office. So I will stop here and happy to take any questions. Thank you.